Hi everyone, I'm Najma.
I'm Brahim. We're here for round 2.
Yes, we're going to be talking about World Juniors today. But before we start, we just want to give a bit of news for all of those who are into the junior circuit. Aliona Koshtanaya, who is the reigning Junior Grand Prix final medalist, unfortunately had to pull out due to medical reasons. There are rumors flying around that it might be injury to ligaments or the fibula, but we do not know.
It seems to be pretty serious,
yeah,
though, which is concerning.
Which is relatively well known. The Terry Tuperizzi students compete in quite a few competitions. They don't tend to pull out unless it is a serious injury.
I mean, yeah, and it clearly seems quite serious at this point.
So we wish her well.
Yeah, I hope she recovers. I love watching her. She's a brilliant skater.
I was particularly disappointed because I actually had her as a dark horse a bit. She has been winning she's won all her international competitions this season, but I had her possibly winning here, even though she doesn't have the quads. She does have great skating skills.
She's just a gorgeous skater. Like, one of those complete packages, like she may not have the quad or the triple axel, but she just has such beautiful qualities about her skating, her edges, her arm movements, her posture, her spins, and her jumps are good. Let's be clear here, they're very good. She has good height. Her double axel is phenomenal.
She has one of the best double axles. She actually had a video last year or so, that showed her doing a triple axel from a very difficult entrance. She did a series of steps into the triple axel and had a clean exit out. But she did have a few interviews where she talked about the fact that every time she tried or attempted a triple axel or she trained a triple axel, she would get injury. So she cut it out and decided to go clean.
Which I think was a smart move, because in my opinion, longevity and health is more important than having the point bonus, having those extra points. And it showed during the Grand Prix final. And it showed in other elements. Like, I mean, at Russian Nationals, I think she would have gone higher than bronze if she hadn't, like, fallen during that step sequence.
Right, that was the most frustrating moment of Russian Nationals.
Kind of funny.
2 falls throughout the program. My 2 girls, Evgenia and Aliona, had the falls of every single person who competed in the short program at Russian Nationals. And it was
I just thought it was kind of funny, because it was on, like, such a small moment. Right. I was like, no!
And for her, skating skills are so great that you wouldn't expect her to fall step sequence.
It happens to everybody.
Right, she's such an incredible competitor.
Yeah, no, I just think it's kind of funny. Like, obviously, it doesn't take away from her at all. Yeah, she's still a medalist. Anyway.
Right, I just hope that I hope that she gets well soon. I really hope this isn't one of the injuries that takes off or impacts her season next season, especially considering next season could possibly be her senior debut.
Worlds is last. This is the last competition.
Last competition of the year. Well, it depends. So this year, World Team Trophy also comes forward.
When is that?
That, I believe, is in April.
I'm
World
so
Team
excited
Trophy,
for that. Those are fun.
It's so fun. So World Team Trophy is a really lighthearted event that takes place in Japan every other year. And they invite, so every country who's invited to compete are able to invite their 2 top seniors
from
in each
each
division. But countries make their own decisions, right? Like Russia will sometimes kick out a girl if they think someone else is more competitive, or if they just want to give it as a gift to somebody, right?
Well, yeah, because it's not as high tension, high stakes as like individual worlds.
But it's so fun, and you see that whenever in the Kiss and Cry, everyone has like stuffed animals.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of fun. Like, I want to go there and go.
I would love
even though I
go
can't skate at all.
I remember Yuzu went there, and he had he had a terrible short program. He came in, he did 3 quads in the second half just to show he could. Like, this was not a competition that was going to impact season's best.
He just wanted
to perform well in Japan, so I'm really excited. But as far as that, Koshtanaya, we do hope she gets well soon. Yes. She's one of my favorite junior ladies, and I hope the great from her. Also, as far as senior ladies go, Vivka Lindfors of Finland, who is also the reigning bronze medalist at Euros, has also pulled out of Worlds due to an injury. So we're not actually sure what the injury is. She just said she pulled out. Well, medical reasons. My apologies. She pulled out due to medical reasons. But they just announced this morning that Emmi Peltonen will be replacing her, which wasn't that surprising. Emmi Peltonen and her are kind of like, they're close rivals. Just Vivka has a beautiful triple Lutz triple toe, one of the best. She actually got the highest GOE on a combination at Euros, so she beat Sophia and Alina as far as GOE on a combination. So she's really talented, and I was really excited to see her because Luana Hendricks was out for most of the season. Carolina Kostner.
I miss Carolina.
She's amazing.
Do you think she'll ever come back? I mean, I feel like she's in limbo.
It's hard to say.
I think she wants to keep skating.
I think she loves skating. She loves skating, and
She's a legend.
She was, unfortunately, she had a ban for those number of years.
Yeah, that was weird.
No, I think it was unfair.
Yeah, I do as well.
But she's a wonderful skater. She came back. She did great. I do hope she comes back next season.
Yeah, I would just love to see her perform more than anything.
I don't care if she's triple doubles or.
I don't care. Like, honestly, I don't either. But I think we should mention that we're like focusing primarily on the junior ladies rather than the men.
Right, we're mostly just for times purposes and just for basic our knowledge is mostly.
Yeah, we don't know so much. This season in particular, I haven't been focusing as much as on the junior men or. Matter of fact, the senior men.
But just a quick shout out for a couple of the junior men. Steven Gogolev he trains in Tonka Cricket Club.
Quad.
Yes, he's one of the quad boys.
I thought he was leaving Mercer.
I believe he did. Now he trains with Lee Barkel, but it's all under the same camp. But he's a favorite to win. Also, Daniel Gressel of Italy. He has a quad loop.
Actually, I haven't watched him.
He was at Euros. I believe he's maybe in his mid-teen. I'm not too sure his age. I actually have no idea. I'm assuming maybe like 17 or so. But he has a quad loop, so he has a very Yuzu-like body.
Does that mean he's gonna have Yuzu-like injury?
Well, no, Yuzu-like injury, Yuzu-like jumps as well. His quad loop is really, really
Actually, I haven't seen him. Can you send that?
I will send you a
I appreciate that. Just a quick note. Nana knows a lot more about the technical stuff than I do.
I think it's because the adult skating, I kind of got obsessed with every single part.
But you also know more people, so.
It's just my obsession. It's an unhealthy obsession. And the last one, Camden Polkinen of the U.S., he's my sentimental favorite of the men. He's one of the most gorgeous skating skills. When he actually goes into his jumps and he lands them, they're so beautiful.
You say that? You say when?
He's so inconsistent, and he's consistently bombs the free skate this season. It's not even that he's inconsistent.
But he's very talented.
He's so talented. He's one of my favorites.
But he just lacks consistency.
I really want him to make the podium for his own sake, for his own confidence, so we can see how good he is.
It's probably a mental game at that point.
I think it is.
I mean, I've been in situations like that where it's like where you have the talent that's not coming together. Yeah, I feel that. I haven't seen him too. Actually,
I will send you a post of him. He's amazing. But with all that said, let's go into Junior Worlds, the ladies.
Yes.
The first young lady we'd like to talk about is the Christy Leung, and she represents Hong Kong, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She is really memorable because her free skate. She is skating to Breath of Life by Florence and the Machine.
Personally, one of my favorite bands ever. Like, I am such a fan. How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful is a masterpiece. Anyway, but yeah, I remember watching her and I was like, this girl, like, that's a powerful song, but she pulls it off very well.
And the costuming is very nice. It doesn't feel so on the nose. There are a couple programs that we might be talking about later that come from movie soundtracks.
It's too cosplay.
They're costuming to me.
Yeah.
Like, I think that sometimes I understand that when you're doing a movie soundtrack, you're playing a character. Usually you play your character from the film or the anime.
But sometimes they do a little bit too much.
Too much to the point that feels inauthentic.
And that also feels a bit tacky. Like, that's something like I've always been like, maybe don't.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think with her, it's from the Huntsman movie.
It's from the Huntsman, but she strikes a good balance where it's like, even if you don't know the movie, it's still a great skate.
Feel it.
But like I was saying, that song is very powerful and she skates well to it.
Yes.
She has good jumps.
She has good jumps. They're not the best of the group, but they're definitely not the weakest. She has decent skating skills. She isn't the most consistent, but she has had quite a number of good performances, close to clean performances.
What would you say is her biggest strength?
I think it's her performance. I think it's her performance ability. I think that she really, really plays that character.
She commits.
Is it the witch or the...
I think so. But either way, she commits to the song in the program, and it works very well. She's very talented, and I would like to see her do more.
She's one of the skaters who may not be right now my favorite skater, but she has one of my favorite programs, and she could definitely grow into a very good skater.
How old is she?
I think she's 14 or 15.
Oh my goodness.
I think she also trains with Tammy and Tom Z. I think she trains in that camp.
There's so many people on this list who train with them. Yeah. Just a quick thing to know, like, these young women are so young and talented. Like, props to you. Y'all are doing amazing.
Yes, incredible.
Keep killing it.
With that said, I'm just really excited to see her programs, and also I'm really excited to see someone who is competitive from such a small federation. We see a lot of these skaters. Hong Kong, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Most of them are representing the U.S. or Russia, Japan.
Those are
I think she's the only one I have who we're going to talk about who isn't from a large federation, but is being really successful. So great on her.
Keep going. You got this.
And segueing as to someone else who's in that same camp with Tom Z and Tammy Gamble.
Literally? half of his lip?
I think it's half. I actually think it's perfectly half. I honestly think it's perfectly half.
The Monopoly.
But Ting Sui, she is a U.S. lady. She competed at U.S. Nationals. I believe she came in 5th place at seniors, right below Hannah Harrell, who we'll talk about.
How did she do at 4 continents again?
So 4 continents, she had a really impressive short program at 4 continents.
I don't remember.
I don't remember what she was skating to, honestly. Because I actually prefer the music of her long program.
Well, I do ballet. I did ballet when I was young, and I'm trying to get back into it. So like Giselle's like a big like, yes, girl, get it. Yes. And I think she carries it pretty well. She's very graceful. She has good artistry. Her arm movements are nice. Her posture is good. We talked about this though. We feel like there's a lack of commitment to the jumps. Like you kind of see her getting a little scared.
So one really good example of this was, I'm going to link it down below, her U.S. National Short Program. I think she had 2 falls in that short program, and she had to fight. And she had a clean free skate, by the way, at U.S. Nationals. It was incredible. But with some of her falls, she sits on them. So when you compare Ting Sui's fall to someone like Anna Pogorelaya, who was a top Russian skater a couple years ago, who became a bit infamous because she had like catastrophes.
Well, they were legitimately scary to watch because like she would like
body slam.
She would like belly flop, but also hit her head on the ice. Like,
yes,
she has that concussed several times.
She had a back injury, but you see the falls are very different because with Ting's falls, it's very soft, but there are times where those falls, they come from jumps that there's no visible technical issue going into the jump.
So you're saying she could fight for the
She could fight for the landings. There are a lot of times where I saw she fell or she had step outs where if she fought a little bit more, I think she could land them. So, it might not be the perfect landing.
Yeah, no,
but she would get a lot more points.
Yeah, save it. Yeah, I think she just has to attack it a little more.
Yes.
And like I said, her artistry is good. I mean, her edges are not super deep.
They're not the deepest.
But like I just like her upper body movement a lot.
Gorgeous upper body, gorgeous lines. She makes gorgeous lines. Gorgeous her upper body and her arms.
I just think she should throw a bit more passion into it if she can. Like I'm sure she is putting like 100% in, but like maybe like visibly displaying that passion as well. That's very important because at sometimes I felt a bit stagnant.
I didn't get that same emotional appeal that I might get from somebody like Carolina Costner's performance.
Yeah, it's like complete commitment.
Right.
And I think like once she completely commits to both the program and the jumps, it'll like elevate her quite a bit.
No, but I definitely think she's a future skater that I could see really coming in that next crop of U.S. skaters. Mm-hmm. U.S. ladies have been a bit of a lull for the past.
I feel like we're coming on.
We're going up and up.
Is this a good time to talk about Hannah?
Yes.
Girl, I haven't seen her. Oh wait.
So here's the thing. Yeah. So you had missed at U.S. Nationals.
Yeah, I was I was off in spring break, winter break, sleep. I was in like a dream within a dream. It was, but no, if Hannah, I doubt you're watching this, but dang, you got good jumps, girl.
She has incredible. So she has incredible jumps. She has like true Lutz. Yeah. She has a very deep edge in her Lutz, and she has really good toe jumps.
But she also has good height, good speed of rotation. It's
like she has a good body position.
It's good,
and very
like
good tight body
she also
position.
has great speed across the ice. She's flying.
She's very fast. Her edges, her skating skills do need some work. I think she has a little bit there.
How old is she?
I believe she was 15. I think she was born in 2004.
I swear,
or 14.
These kids are so talented.
I think also though she needs her transition. She does have a few transitions out of her jumps. Actually, you'll see sometimes when she exits out like a double axel, she'll have the leg kick. But they're not the most difficult. They're not the most innovative transitions.
But her jumps are just so solid.
She has some of the best.
Honestly,
especially
like
the US. I had personally, I know she came in. I believe she came in 4th place last year in the juniors. So I knew of her, but I kind of knew the podium of the junior ladies, right? Like Alyssa Liu, of course, Bill Mellis. You know, Pooja Callahan is a skater I'm a big fan of. But there was a few other skaters. Oh, and Ting was also the third. So she was 4th last year. So when she came in here, I did not expect her to come in a pewter place at U.S. Nationals.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment considering.
She beat Ting in U.S. Nationals. That's incredible.
Yeah, no, great jumps. Her spins need some work.
Her spins are.
She has some weird changes of edge.
So she tried to do a hop. So she tried to get the levels up. So there's different ways you can get levels up when you do a spin. And one of those ways is like changing. So there's a change of edge, change of direction, and also doing a hop. And one of her spins, she tried to do a hop, in order to add to the level so she can get up in her base value and points, to me it impacted GOE. Like if I was a judge, I might count that as one of the criteria. Well, I'd maybe give her a higher level, but I'd give her lower GOE. Because to me the jump got slower.
Yeah.
And it looked awkward.
It looked awkward and the speed fell. And I know she needs some speed on her spins. But
none of her spins to me were
exceptional.
No, I don't think any of them I could go over +1 or +2 on.
GOE.
But her for the GOE. But her jumps.
Her jumps were phenomenal, and I think when she polishes up her edges and artistry, and then also those spins, like I think like I know like in a few years she could be like the next US hot thing. Like,
I agree.
The next
I think she could
hot
be.
commodity.
I think she could be a really. I think if she develops.
Hot as in like people need her to win for the US. Like
I think my one thing is I kind of hope she stays a bit under the radar, because I think a big problem with the US system is that we put a lot of pressure on different ladies to compete. We put a lot of pressure for them to be that new Michelle.
Yeah, I mean the US wants to like establish dominance.
Again, well so think about it. Like throughout the 80s until the early 2000s, the U.S. ladies dominated skating. You know,
then we had
Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding, Christy Yamaguchi, Michelle Kwan. Like you had so many great ladies, but then as you kind of saw the rise of the Southeast Asian ladies from outside.
That and then also the like lull that we've had, but I feel like we're now exiting that.
I agree, but I just really hope. I think that we've seen a lot with, of course, a lot of really brave skaters have come out from North America. Gabby Daleman and Gracie Gold specifically talk a lot about mental health within the figure skating community and the pressures that can be put upon them. And I kind of just want these skaters, let them develop, but let's not give them the pressure that they have to.
That pressure can really be harmful, and then also we have to remember to keep them physically healthy.
Very much so.
Because you guys are gonna need them probably.
Yeah.
And also like we want to see them have great careers. So.
Yes. We want to see them have longevity.
Yeah.
Right. We want to see someone who skates for multiple seasons instead of just one and done.
Yeah.
With that said, next we're gonna move on to the Japanese ladies, and the first one we're talking about is Yuna Shirawa. I'm sorry, my apologies, y'all, if I am mispronouncing names. I'm really trying to work on it. We're gonna work on it, like in the future, maybe.
There are so many people though. It's kind of
quite a few.
We're working on it.
But Yuna, so one nice thing note for her, she trains under Mai Hamada, who also is the coach of Rika Kihara and Satoko Miyahara.
And you can tell that right away, just like watching her. Both Rika and Satoko have very good artistry. Yuna has a lot of that as well.
Beautiful skating skills.
Really good skating skills. She's very like comfortable within the program. Yes. I feel. Did she fall? I mean, what would you say her biggest weaknesses are? Because I feel like it's hard to identify big weaknesses sometimes.
So I think with Yuna, Yuna definitely is a very strong, an overall very strong skater. Her jumps are good. Her skating skills are very good. I think one problem, she doesn't really excel in any one area.
So well-rounded, but not like excelling at
Right, so when we compare her to someone like Rika, Rika's also someone very well-rounded, but Rika also has a triple axel.
And that immediately sets her away.
Yeah, she has a technical arsenal that's higher than most of the other
and a free program that's absolutely electric.
Incredible program. Satoko Miyahara, while her jumps are, let's be honest, Satoko has probably the weakest jumps as far as the senior as far as her caliber senior ladies go, but then to me she has probably the strongest skating skills, the strongest spins, and some of the most impressive transitions of all the ladies competed.
Just like her commitment to the program and her artistry, her body positions, her lines are like unmatched.
They're incredible.
There is so much work that goes into that, so like big shout out to
So what happens is for Satoko, I feel like because she excels in so many areas where she's almost levels above the rest.
She's a specialist.
She's a specialist. She's a special skater, and she's someone who I watch her skate, and it's beyond beautiful.
Her short program, The Sparrow.
Yeah, Song for a Little Sparrow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Satoko Miyahara is just an overall a gorgeous skater. She's a skater is what a lot of people call her. So a lot of top skaters say that they watch her, and it's exciting to watch her.
Honestly, like I just love artistry like that. Like as a dancer, someone who does ballet, trying to get back into ballet, who's done hip hop. Like
you're a dancer. You're a very good dancer.
We're on the way.
You're a very good dancer.
But in all seriousness though, like it's so much fun to watch Satoko. But like with Yuna, I think she's well rounded, but like almost to the point where it's like between the other two, it's like hard to find a place to like make your mark.
I think the problem right now in Japan is that
too many. Russia. Too many talented people.
We have Rika Kihara. We have Toka Miyahara. We have Kaori.
My queen, my everything. No.
Then my sweetie, the love of my skating life. Wakaba Higuchi. Then we have Mako Yamashita, who's up and coming. Like we have a lot of. We have my very consistent.
Mihara. And then so it's like with the Russian ladies. It's very hard to put your foot out the door when it's full.
Right. Exactly. So I think with Yuna, right now what she needs to work on is staying consistent, continue to
develop,
continue
develop that artistry, develop the.
I think that she would do really well being very consistent, making maybe also adding a Let's Loop, something to make her a little different.
Something to set her apart.
Exactly. Now she's kind of falling into the unfortunate sea of very talented Japanese ladies
who are being lost among the very other talented.
Yes.
Let's be clear here, these are all incredible athletes.
Absolutely.
Let's say that we say this every time. We're not judging these skaters personally, and we all commend them for the hard work they do and the performances they pull. But it's just so hard to get noticed when everyone is so good.
And everyone's so incredible and so talented.
So it's trying to figure out what that thing is that's gonna set you apart.
Exactly.
With Kaori, it's her insane
huge jumps.
Her chunky jumps. They're chunky, they're beefy. Her charisma, her edges.
Incredibly deep edges.
Her personality comes through a lot.
Oh, I agree. I think that she is there's a relatable quality, and there's such a joy when you watch her skate.
You can tell she loves what she does.
And when she's in the Kiss and Cry, she does well, and she's almost surprised that she does well.
Yeah.
I just love that feeling. It kind of reminds me. Did you see Olivia Colman when she won the Academy Award for Best Actress? It reminds me of this incredible joy and this
humility. There's a lot of humility.
There is a humility there, and
there's the ego isn't too big, which I think is a strength.
And there's even times where she'll interact with other skaters. There's one time before Candice where she was waving at Mai Mahara while she was waiting for her score, smiling "Hi Mai." It was so. There's a sweetness about her that makes you want to watch her.
Yeah. Wakaba insane jumps.
Wakaba's insane for me. Okay, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. There's certain skaters that I think you get an emotional pull for.
For me, that's a lot like Kaori.
Yes, and we'll talk about other skaters below after this as well. But for me, with Wakaba, even though I think she is actually technically very gifted, but outside of that, I have a connection to her skating that I just don't have with a lot of other skaters. When I watch her skate, I adore her short program this season. I was obsessed with her long program last season to the Skyfall program. There's certain skaters you just have this innate connection to.
Right, and
you can't put a finger on what that is.
Tying back to Yuna, I think it's us. I think part of the thing is going to be figuring out that connection to make and how to connect with the audience on a greater level.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of the top Japanese ladies, we connect with them emotionally when they're on the ice because we're invested in their programs and also the way they show and express themselves through their artwork, through their programs. So I think it's a matter of figuring out what that is for you guys.
So finding a way to diversify herself and become that special skater. So she's part of that pack. She's in the conversation.
Just a quick note, she is 17, but she is competing at Junior World.
Yes.
And she's given the opportunity, take it.
Yes, exactly. And show it, and especially now that Aliona has withdrawn, there is a spot. There's space there for bronze medal.
With the Russian ladies, Junior Worlds is just as high stakes.
If anything, it's actually more difficult.
Yeah, I know.
The technical is
and these quads. We'll talk about that later.
But going into our next skater, Tomo Kawabata. I apologize once again for the name if there's a name mispronunciations.
Yo, I remember watching her during Japanese nationals and seeing that Lutz, and I was like, hello.
So Tomo has gotten a little of an affectionate nickname in the skating community as Baby Yuna. Mostly because she skated, I believe her long program I know was to Gershwin, who was a program that Yuna Kim skated to in 2010. I believe her short program, I can't recall what it was, but I think it's also a program that Yuna skated to. I think that people were joking about that.
But, I mean, if we want to draw the comparison further, they both have good Lutzes.
Great Lutz.
No, hers is beautiful. Good combinations out of it.
She has a beautiful delay in rotations, actually. So she has a delay. So what happens is that when she gets into the air, so when she picks into the air, she actually doesn't get into that body position until she's at
the
very top.
Which gives it a more aesthetic.
It's aesthetically very appealing. It's also so difficult. It's so freaking difficult.
This is why we have you as our technical expert. Because The thing is, I'd heard of that, but then I was like, oh wait, that makes sense.
No, it's just like, because I think about it, Yuzu always does delayed axle.
Oh, his delayed axles.
In his exhibitions.
And also in his short.
In his short, he does
in
tonal. She does a beautiful delayed axle. So she has a beautiful delayed triple Lutz, triple toe. All of her jumps are actually quite good, not just her.
No, she's a solid jumper. I just like that Lutz in particular. Very
and she has some nice spin. She has a one-handed bailment. Like she has some nice qualities.
I think she needs to work on her edges, her skating skills.
I think she's working on her skating skills. I think she also needs to work on her stamina. Because we saw in her performance, we saw Japanese nationals, she fell in the second half,
twice.
Jumps.
And they were like nasty falls, but they were kind of like very like.
I think she was just gassed out. I think she was exhausted.
I would be too.
Right, like I think, but it wasn't. I think that there's certain skaters where you have a fall where something happens in the air. Maybe you just pick off incorrectly. Yeah. Something happens. You're not able to ride out that edge. Of her, it just looked like she was tired. It just looked like, okay.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Very fair, but
cardio.
No, that's it. And the funny thing is that this happened. Well, not funny, but this also happened earlier on in the season. The Junior Grand Prix. One of her assignments, I think she was leading after the short program, and unfortunately, the free program in that second half.
Question about the delay. So is that something most skaters want to do? At a high level?
Can. Most people can't. So
Yuzu does it though.
Yuzu can do it. Yes, Yuzu did. He actually did his quad Lutz 6, surprisingly. I think he's the only skater I know who had a delay in the rotation in a quad.
But it's like so my question is that something you're supposed to do with all jumps?
If you could, it would be great. Okay. Most people cannot. So the only person I know who does it regularly, Polina Surskaya of Russia, who this season is struggling like crazy, but last season she has a beautiful delay in her jumps. But Wakaba has a bit of a delay in her double axel, so Kaori has a slight delay in her double axel.
So basically, it's like something that you should strive for.
You should strive for.
It's like extra GOE.
Right? Exactly, okay. It adds to GOE, but if you can do it.
I actually didn't know about that, so thank you for educating me. Who's next?
So after this, our final Japanese girl is Yuhana Yokai, who's known for having a Phantom of the Opera free skate, which is it's very Phantom.
But it's like, I don't mind it so much because it's like, the cuts are good. And she kind of feeds into the melodrama.
She loves the drama of it. That's the thing. This is a girl who loves a dramatic program. And the problem I have with Phantom personally is that it's overused. It's a warhorse. We all get it. It's
not as you don't like warhorses.
I don't like warhorses because to me, you have so many. I'm sorry. I just gonna go on a little rant beforehand. If you have, so this is my big problem with so this is my big problem with like Alina, right? Alina Zagitova. You're a top level, you are the Olympic champion, reigning Olympic champion. We know that you can skate to a warhorse. The reason that warhorses are so popular is because they're built with innate ups and downs, like valleys and like troughs and such.
Right.
So when I see a skater and I hear, oh, we're gonna skate to Carmen, for example, in my mind, when I watch you skate, I'm going to compare you to every other skater who's ever skated to Carmen. And I'm going to say that you don't have the drama of Tessa and Sky. You don't have the like sex appeal of Katarina Witt. Like, I'm always going to compare you to another skater, which is why I feel like it's just a bad idea most times. However, with Yuhana, I will say I think this was a good fit for her.
And also, like, she really, the musicality was very nice. She landed some jumps, like, right on the music. And I was like, thank you. If you're gonna do this, let it on the music. She has good jumps. I think her skating skills.
They're good.
She has good edges, maybe a bit more
She needs
speed.
some more transitions, I think, as well. She has good transitions, actually. Quite nice transitions. She could have a few more difficult transitions. Mm-hmm. Her short program, I believe, was, I think, The Lion King or something. She's wearing, like, a green dress.
I remember. Was that her? Because I lost my mind.
I remember that.
Well, because I thought it was going to be really problematic, but then it just turned out to be, like, a forest theme.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
I think both her programs I was expecting them to be much worse than they actually were. But next season, I would like her to have programs that I watch and I'm impressed by, that I fall in love with. Instead of being like pleasantly surprised, oh, this isn't bad. I want to be like, this is incredible. But I think she's really talented. Also, big shout out to Yuhana. During one of her Junior Grand Prix, I'll actually link the video down below. The music actually stopped in the middle of her program.
And she kept going?
No, she had to stop. She went to the judges. She told them, my music stopped. There's something's going on. She put on her training jacket. She just skated around the warm-up while the music started to be fixed. And the second the music came out, she took off the jacket, went directly into a double axel, and started her step. It was the most incredible thing, and she had a clean performance.
Can you send that?
I will send it to you, but it was like a 9-minute
what mental and physical strength that's incredible
mental strength. So she is lovely.
Looking forward to seeing her.
So now that we're done with Japanese girls, we're going to talk a little about the Korean girls, and we're first going to start with Hye-In Lee, and I have some opinions on Hye-In.
Okay, so we have opinions about the situation
of her selection.
Remember, we love all these skaters.
They're all very talented.
Sometimes the federations are a bit, they make some questionable decisions.
Yes, so basically, for those who don't know, South Korea. I'm sorry. Okay, so I was a huge unit. I'm a huge unit.
This is all like directed at federations.
This is not okay. So this has nothing. Hye-In, it's incredible, right? So I've been watching her practices. I've seen her perform. She's very talented, and I think she'll be a very, very
well-rounded in the near future.
Now my problem is that South Korea, you have created a star in Unicam, right? And we saw this problem happen before. South Korea is one of the few countries, the few federations that has 2 back-to-back national competitions to determine the spots for worlds and for continents.
But don't they also have to do a bunch of other local
They have 1,000,001 competitions.
This is a side note. I'm legit concerned that Jun is gonna break.
Jun has been in more, I think he's been in 10, 11 competitions this season, more than most people have in
2 seasons?
In 2 seasons.
No, it's ridiculous. It's like, imagine like having like 2 competitions a week.
Exactly.
Like your body's gonna break.
And he trains in Toronto, he doesn't train in Korea. So he's traveling, and then he has to go to Grand Prix Final Vancouver, he has to go to his Grand Prix assignments, he's had to go into a bunch of Challenger Bs. But basically, the ranking competition was used to determine the spots for 4 continents. And I believe it was Yu Young, Unzu Lim, and Yelim Kim made the podium for the national ranking competition.
National one.
That was national number 1.
National number 1.
So the people actually attending was Unzu, I think Soyeon Park, and Yelim Kim. And Yelim actually did quite well at that competition.
She made it for CC.
Yeah, that was the competition we're talking about. So 4 continents. She did quite well. She also qualified, Yelim Kim also qualified for the Junior Grand Prix Final. So she's very talented. She didn't do so well in the Junior Grand Prix Final, but she did qualify, and she won like the only one of the top 5 highest scores for juniors that is not Russian. So she's very talented. So 2 or 3 weeks later, they have a second nationals to determine the spots of World Juniors and Worlds. And she doesn't do so well there, maybe because she's exhausted by just having to compete at a national domestic ranking competition when she trains in Colorado Springs, but she has to fly herself all the way to Korea again. So she ends up coming, I believe, in 5th, and Hye-In Lee ends up beating her. And they decided to send Hye-In Lee based on results of this competition. She had just done well at the National Ranking Cup a couple weeks ago. She did very well, a very respectful job at 4 continents a couple weeks later. But you're gonna decide that she can't go to World Juniors when she's the only non-Russian girl who qualified to Junior Grand Prix Final based on 1 poor performance when you've been having her fly halfway across the world.
I have a lot of feelings.
I'm sorry, I have a lot of feelings. But with that said, Hye-In is very talented. She also trains in the Tom Z, Tandy Gamble camp in Colorado Springs. She is a very good skater, but I don't find anything exceptional about her right yet now. Like, I don't think there's any particular quality of her right now.
It's like trying to figure out that like connection she has with the audience. And,
exactly, but unlike Yuna.
I think she needs to work on
basic skills.
Also her program. I'm not a big fan of West Side Story.
She's doing the West Side Story in a dress that doesn't even fit it. Like, I know this might sound a little bit vague, but unfortunately it's a judge sport, and there's a reason they spend thousands of dollars on their costumes.
Well, for me it's not even that. It's just like, if you're gonna do West Side Story, programming better turn on the attitude a little bit more.
Attitude, styling, everything has to fit. It's a beautiful dress.
It's a beautiful dress. There's not, in my opinion, it does not fit West Side Story. But this is not top. Like, her jumps are good. She has a lot of potential. I just think it should have been given to
Yelim Kim. I believe so too. But she is very talented, and I really do hope for the best. But next, we're going to talk a bit about Yu Young.
Pirates. Okay, yes. So side note, like, I love Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm skeptical about programs, but like, she used excerpts from the 3rd movie soundtrack, which in my opinion is very underrated, and the soundtrack was amazing, so I was happy to see that. Solid jumps.
Very solid jumps.
She definitely inhabits the program very well. Even though I think the cuts are a bit sloppy at some points, she definitely evokes that, like, I'm a pirate, yar, yar, yar. No, she, like, really occupies that music very well, connects with the audience, you know, she has the audience on her side. her spins?
Her spins could need some work. They're not exceptional. She's a good performer. She's a very good performer.
I think that's her biggest strength right now.
Yeah, and she is also training quad lutz with Tom Z.
Yo.
I have mixed opinions on it. I don't know. I like technical proficiency. I like seeing the sport go forward. At the same time, I'm always concerned for health. So I never want someone to train jumps that they might not be fully ready for. But in general, I think she's a really great performer. I agree with you. I think she actually changed her free skate. She used to be skating to My Fair Lady earlier.
Oh, thank God!
It was just such a poor fit for her. She's a
dynamic.
Very dynamic and very powerful.
Yeah.
In the short program, she's doing a tango, which I think
she rocks the Pirates of the Caribbean program.
She looks more comfortable.
Yeah, jumps are good. I think she just needs to work on her skating skills and
a little bit. I think she has
not bad.
Quality.
Yeah. Good. She has the performance quality. I think technically the edges could be a little deeper.
And I think that she has performance quality. I think she can improve artistry a little more. I think those are two different.
Yeah, I agree. It's like how we talked about Elisa having great presence and performance quality, but lacking a bit on the technical artistry side.
Right. So I think that she's improves in that. But I think she has a really good future. But now we're gonna end talking about the 3 Russian ladies, and we're gonna start with talking with the young lady who replaced Aliona Kostornaia. I'm so sorry, y'all. Ksenia Siditsina. I will actually.
Let me see it. Senia?
Senia?
Let's say Senia for now, and at least we'll be consistently wrong. We apologize. Does your dad speak Russian?
He does.
Okay.
My dad is fluent Russian.
We'll let her talk. Okay. So I had a moment watching her because I was like blown away.
You loved her.
I loved her. So there's a certain I love dance, and she definitely has that sort of ballet style to her. Amazing posture, amazing arm movement, really good skating skills. The jumps, the exits out, the running edge, the arm positions are so fluid coming out of those jumps.
And she's very flexible, so she actually
spins are
she has good extension in and out of her
her rip-ons are just beautiful. Her air positioning is great. In the program itself, the music is somewhat understated, but it fits her perfectly, and she just tells a story without even with just her the way she moves on the ice, and she just so much elegance and grace, and I really love that in a program. I'm just I was blown away watching her.
You loved her.
Well, I was just you've been sleeping on her.
Okay, all right, you've been sleeping on her. All right, I knew of her.
Okay, I didn't know of her, so I was sleeping on her. I hadn't realized she was a thing.
No, I think I think she's a lovely skater. She reminds me a bit of. She has the kind of qualities as far as the great posture and the beautiful lines of Sharapova, but she has the skating skills that are closer to Kostornaia, where she has actually really nice deep edges.
But it's just there's so much elegance and grace and lightness.
I agree. I think she's really. I liked her. I guess for me, there are a few other skaters that remind me of her. That's in she trains actually under Svetlana Panova, who is an up-and-coming coach. She mostly trains juniors.
Didn't she train Aliona?
I think she might have trained Aliona. I know she trained Maria Sotskova. Yeah, we'll check that. But she trained Maria Sotskova and Nastia Tarankova, who trained with also Terry, who now trains with Evgeny Vashenko. So she's trained some top ladies. Most of them end up leaving after they hit the senior ranks. Either because maybe she doesn't have as much political power as the other coach, unfortunately. But she's very talented. She's very good. I think she's a good replacement.
I just can't get over how I don't know how graceful, and I know it was a clean program I watched, so I was pretty blown away just by how I don't know, it just really resonated with me personally.
It was a beautiful program. I think that she was. For me, I thought it was interesting because I thought she was a very interesting replacement for Kostornaia as that artist within the 3 of 2 technicians, and I was very disappointed when Kostornaia wasn't able to.
Yeah, but I think it definitely is. I think she's the best option. Otherwise, she came in 4th.
She came in 4th for Russian nationals. I was a little sad.
Russian
junior nationals.
Yeah, okay.
I was a little sad not to see a few other Russian ladies who did really well during the Junior Grand Prix, but were able to come and show up at nationals.
I think they wanted someone who occupied a similar spot, beautiful artistry, solid jumps as Aliona.
Right.
That being said, now we're talking about Sharapova, who every time I watch, I'm afraid she's gonna fall.
So Anna, I just
those quads scare me.
Those quads scare me. So here's the big problem I have with, and this is both with Trusova and her have the similar issues with their quads. They're very pre-rotated. So they are, now don't get me wrong, it's very impressive.
What they're doing.
If other people could do what they were doing, they'd be doing it. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
They are doing more revolutions in the air and getting more height than almost any other girl.
Yeah.
In juniors today.
It's just like I know, it's just when you fall like from 4 rotations in the air, it's a lot of force coming
down. And also the problem is that when she's actually going into the quad, what she does is that her leg, the picking leg, stays on the ice for almost an entire revolution. So they're actually pre-rotating the jumps quite a bit. And when she gets up in the air, she gets pretty good height. But then when she falls, it's so that much more force because she's getting that much more height.
Well, that's what I mean when I say I'm worried about them landing these quads, because they're quite small and like the force is a lot. So when they fall, I kind of like, and the falls can look quite fast.
Yeah, and also with Shabrakova, there's an added kind of anxiety.
Well, she had a broken leg.
She had missed a season. She had to miss her whole season because she had an injury. I believe she was practicing. She was only like a triple toe, so a relatively simple jump, but she ended up breaking her leg and had to miss her entire her.
So I guess I guess we're just concerned.
Yeah.
Parents.
But
let's not discount her strengths. Beautiful posture. Great lines.
Great flexibility.
Elegance.
Very
good
elegant.
Spins.
She doesn't have great skating skills. She doesn't. I'm sorry. She has.
I just need some more.
They're very shallow. And the weird thing about her, to me, I always compare her, Kaori Sakamoto versus her. Because to me, she has so.
I've already talked about this.
Well, so here's the thing. Kaori has wonderful skating skills, and she has quite difficult transitions, especially out of her edge jumps, her loop jump.
Yeah, that ending.
It's gorgeous with the spiral into it.
Yeah.
But the issue is that she doesn't really have always the best posture, and because she has she has a loose style, by the time she loses any tension in the upper body, that it looks
Watch it.
like a little sloppy. Unfortunately,
I honestly don't see that as much.
I see a little.
I don't see that as much, but I see where you're coming from, because sometimes it's like a balance between too much looseness and too much tension.
Right.
It's like, what would you rather just be too loose or like?
Right, and she's like so loose, and sometimes it works beautifully, like the piano free skate. Okay. It does work very nicely.
Don't drag my queen.
No, but on the other hand, we have Shabrakova, who doesn't actually have very deep edges, but because she has really beautiful posture, great flexibility, she has great extension, it almost tricks us into thinking, oh, she's a high PCS skater.
But then you realize the edges aren't
right,
there.
when I actually look at skating skills, which should be kind of the foundation of the rest of PCS, they're not actually there as much. Like when you actually look at her, they're quite shallow.
So you're saying that Kaori actually edges the edges, but people perceive her as not having as much artistry because of her looseness?
Yes.
Whereas with Shabrakova, they perceive her as having more artistry because of her upper body, her extension, but then her edges aren't as deep. I see you. Exactly. I see your point.
Exactly.
I think she's incredibly talented. It's just consistency that is an issue, especially with those quads. It's just she's planning 2 quad lessons. Like
she's been including quad lessons for the.
I'm gonna pass out.
So I kind of hope they I'd say that they should look in the day and make sure that she is physically able to attempt those 2 quads. And if she isn't, go clean. Because if she goes clean, she's gonna make the podium.
Yeah, and she won Russian
She
nationals.
won Russian senior nationals.
She can do it. It's just a matter of consistency.
Right.
And now we go to
Trusova. Sasha Trusova.
Fifth Element. Icon.
Okay, so here's my problem.
That breaking of the glass is a lot.
So here's my problem with Danny. So I actually.
I feel like we're being a lot more energetic and harsh this time.
I think I'm just trying to be honest, because to me, like. Okay, so my problem with Danny.
I mean, we both have these problems with Danielle's. I don't know. It's 2 eyes. I know.
It's a weird thing. I actually like her short program, the Kill Bill short program.
Oh my god, I love it. It fits her great.
It fits her really well. The same with Shabrakova. I can't remember the music, but I really like her short program as well.
And also, all the short programs are pretty
very good.
But their free programs can be a bit.
The free programs
gimmicky and.
They're gimmick. Exactly.
That's the word.
Exactly.
They're gimmicky. Like Danny loves his to hit things a bit too hard on the head. I think there's room for subtlety. So when Trusova opens up the program by going up to the judges and breaking glass, it's kind of like
it's like Adelia Sobnikova kind of grabbing towards J-Sui Malad, and J-Sui Malad feel kind of
the thing is
choreography
The thing is, I get where he's coming from, but I think it's too heavy-handed. There's room for subtlety within this. Like
he always tries to invoke a story, right?
But my thing is, I think you can invoke a story without necessarily being so obvious about it. Even just like the tones of the music and the like general motions we make, like you make with your body, can invoke a story. Like, not to bring it back to Evgenia, but like compare her miming earlier on to what she's doing now in Tosca. It feels more evolved because she's doing less like facial hand movement.
It feels a bit more
but
mature.
It's a bit more like she's expressing that motion throughout her entire body. And I think you can do that without like being so direct about it. So that's my 2 cents on Danielle. That being said, Trusova is an incredible technician.
She is a fighter. I think it's a big thing about her. She's the biggest fighter.
She is a determined person.
And she is the kind of person who I think that she goes to Terry and Danielle and everyone on that team, Dudikov, and says, I want to do these quads. I want to, she even said it, her idol was
Nathan Chen, like, of course, yeah.
Right, like, she is such a fighter, and she is going for the most, she's going for one of the most technically difficult layouts, period. I think she has the highest like technical score, including the men. Maybe Steven Gogolin.
Of the juniors?
Of the junior men.
No, like what she does is absolutely insane.
And she's going for 3 quads in her free skate. 2 Lutz and 1 toe, I believe. And she's doing a triple Lutz, triple loop. Like, this girl is
a fighter.
She is a fighter. The problem, I think, is that within the 3 girls, I think she's the least she has the least artistic.
It's kind of
right
like the comparison that people make between, like, for instance, like, I know this was ages old, but like Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan.
Right.
Like, we have like very artistically like PCS driven skaters, and then we have very technically driven skaters. And Trusova, while her programs do have a lot of intent behind them and they have a lot of thought put into them, the skating skills don't always match up.
She doesn't. I think she has slightly stronger skating skills than Shribakova, but they're much weaker than Kosternaya, which makes sense.
And also, given the program, the programs themselves, like Fifth Element and Kill Bill, like they both are very aggressive programs. So like the artistry feels different, and I think it's hard. Like, I don't know, I feel like the judges, whether they know it or not, like aren't gonna downscore.
I agree. I agree. I think that sometimes the judges have a tendency to go with the traditional ice skating image, the very sweet Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast.
I love what Trusova is doing with like kind of shattering that image. Literally shattering that image.
No, she's a little badass, and she's going for that image they're skating.
I don't, like, she also can be somewhat inconsistent with her quads. Like, it's a tough jump, and I've seen her fall, and it's just like, do you think it's worth doing the quads or going clean? I think for her, unfortunately, though, I mean, now that Kosternaya not there, it might be more alleviates the pressure.
But I think for her, because she is, she doesn't have the artistic qualities as much to the same degree as someone like a Kosternaya or someone like a Shribakova, she has to depend on
artistic qualities and like posture.
As far as the technical aspects of PCS, I think she's a good performer. Actually, I really do like.
Do you mean like
the quality of her transitions, in my opinion?
It's
the
good.
Quality of her, they're good.
But
she has difficult transitions, but they're not done the same quality as someone like Kosternaya.
Yeah, but then just ranking them on terms of edges.
I think she's in the middle.
She's in the middle. So you think Shribakova has worse edges?
I believe that, yes.
But I think, like we said, Shribakova comes across as more artistic because she has
amazing posture.
Very ballet, yeah.
Very ballet.
Good spin. Good. They all have great spins, but Shribikova's spins are crazy.
Beautiful. Like, and I think that once it goes to that flexibility.
Yeah, really, those are going to pick up points. But, I mean, it's up in the air.
I think that for me right now, I think the top 2 is going to be a fight between Shribakova and Trusova,
right?
Especially because they have those quads, right?
Oh God, yeah. I agree. I think honestly, I think Anna could surprise everyone.
I think so. I really think so. But for that bronze medal, I think it's going to be really interesting. I think that now the door has been open.
Yeah, without Eliona there. Hope she feels better.
I really do hope she feels better soon. But I think it's going to be really interesting.
I'm excited. I might have a heart attack. Yeah, but hopefully we'll be back to talk about Worlds.
Yes.
Senior Worlds. I think I'm actually going to have a heart attack.
I'm
kind of stressed out just like with
Junior Worlds or Senior Worlds?
Senior Worlds,
okay,
particularly. Like Junior Worlds, like I'm like not as stressed out about between like Yuzu coming back and like then like the war between like Evgenia and Alina, the Japanese. I'm actually like I actually might pass out during part of it. So,
I'm optimistic that it's gonna be some really amazing performances.
That's what I want to see more than anything. I want everyone to do their best. I just don't want the drama to
I'm trying to
Once again, without pointing fingers, always respect the skaters because the skaters do an amazing job.
And it's never the skaters' fault if they're selected to be on a team. They're athletes. That's their job, and we should support them to have great performances. And with that said, I'm Nah.
I'm Brahim.
Thank you for coming to
We're actually gonna pass out before so we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
But thank you for coming to Lift with Lunge, and we hope that you join us again soon. Have a great
We have to go. We have class.
Bye-bye.
You have class. Okay.
So that's